Alright. I really shouldn't be recording. I need to fucking go back to bed. But I'm waiting on Black Ops to finish downloading because I'm gonna play with my buddy at some point, so. Fucking my sleep over for that, but whatever. I'll sleep longer later anyway, so it's fine. Alright, I think we were on the second part of containers. Maybe not though. How far were we? I mean, before we were making some basic definitions where the size of a container is the size that the container actually takes up, whereas the length is the amount, is the number of elements inside it. Different types. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's go here. How far were we before? Subscript out of bounds. Oh yeah, we were using subscript. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here's about where we were. An index. Okay. Sure. Hmm. Oh, gotcha. Meaning that informally, or no, I guess we're still calling them an index. Okay. So an index is an offset from the first element, meaning so 1 is the first index, but it's not the first element. Okay. So index 1 is 1 above 0. Index 69 is 69 above element 0. That makes sense? Yep. Yep. Okay. Array element 1. Position. Okay. Yeah, so we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start with 1 in terms of position. But if we were referencing it by index, or referring to it rather by index, we would say index 0. So um, I could still do this too. Excuse me, we're using class template argument deduction to create definitions of standard vector. Well, actually, excuse me, the definitions already exist. So this is just matching the existing templates instead of actually having to define them. But we could do int here, and then we could say, yeah, so we use brace initialization to put our values in here. And then we're going to print them. And we'll do oops. Comma space. Please. Okay. 227. Okay. Can I already do some looping with this? Can I initialize a vector with a loop? Like each time I could call something in, oh, like let's just test this out. Okay. So the point is return, let's just say it starts at 1. And so we'll do this. Well, no, actually, yeah. 0, so it starts at 1, and we do this 10 times. So the first value is 1 through 10. Okay. And then we'll say int I, while I is less than 10, plus I. Then I don't want to reinitialize this standard vector, so maybe yeah, we'll create him here. Okay, has nothing. And at the end we're gonna print it, but we're gonna do list I equals get value. And then oops. Downloads are happening. It's happening quicker. 9 gigs left. 10 gigs left. Whoops. We could do that, but and then sure, we'll just do that to initialize it, and then we could do the same thing to print it real quick. Oh, and we could do print vector list, and then I'll create a function called print vector. Oh, and we could. I was thinking about operator overloading. And if it takes a standard vector int, then we could also just do this too. But this makes more sense because if I just did standard character output and then passed in the standard vector, I probably wouldn't expect that it would be 10 lines or well, however many lines long. I might expect that they're split up or something like that. But if I want to explicitly print it line by line, then this probably makes sense. This is print vector. It takes a standard vector. Oh, sure. What if we just say const standard vector int reference called vector? Cool. All right, nice. I'm glad the syntax is still fine. And we'll do vector dot length. Fuck. Oh, is it size? How is size working? I feel like size isn't it. I guess we'll see. Oops, what happened? Hold. Line 22 is the issue. Int. Oh. So what if we say unsigned int? Are we okay now? Uh-oh. Oh no. Vector subscript out of range. Oh, because if it was created with no indices, we don't have, is it dot add? Or how do we add another one to it if the size... The problem here is that this is a guy with size 0. So now what if we just said... Oops. Oh, so size is... Actually, now what if we said 3... This. Is it going to be 3 or is it going to be 12? It is 3. So size seems like it's actually giving us length. The problem is that if we create it, I don't know how to adjust the size of the vector. So if we make him blank, and then we say list dot capacity? Oh, insert? What if we say list dot insert 1? Oh wait, actually, what does this take? Oh, it takes an iterator, where, and then to the list. Uh-oh. What if we said 3 list? What does it have an issue with? Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how this works. It has an iterator parameter in there. What about another? Is it not insert? Push back? Begin? Clear? Assign? Oh, said... Oh. No, it doesn't like this. Oh. So we can access those this way. Oh, those might be static, I wonder. Maybe not. I guess not. I don't know. I don't know how to resize it right now. Okay. 95%. I'll keep going toward 100%, and then I just have to go to bed quick. Times the first is 0, the second is that one. Sum of the first is adding 0 through 4. Oop. Yeah, it's nice. The unsigned length and subscript problem. Dun, dun, we already had that subscript out of bounds. Yep. The length n, it must be from 0 to n minus 1. Yeah, makes sense because we're including 0. So, yep. No bounds checking. So there's nothing that says, okay. So it'll compile. It just, you get an error when you run it. Makes sense. Yep. Yeah, we do have an assertion. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just saying that assert something dot size, or assert provided index is greater than or equal to 0 and less than whatever dot size. Because if the size is 3, well, that's 0, 1, 2. So if your guy is 3, it's invalid. You're accessing n plus 1 or more. Excuse me. I would have done programming a little bit more yesterday, but I was messed up from 2 wine drinks. Yep. Yeah, makes sense because it's including or defining in debug. There's a contiguous in memory, meaning bop, 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 bop. Yep, so we could access them. Oh. Oh. Right, we can actually print the reference now? I thought we couldn't do that before. Or could we? Could we? Am I just tripping? I don't know why I thought we couldn't just print the memory address. Okay. There's something in this area that we couldn't do, and I don't remember what. Synthesize for. That makes sense. And so we're probably going to see that the address of each piece is different by 4. Yep. 0, and then 4 more, and then 8. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah. Seems like there's no padding. That's good. Does sequential access mean that in order to access element 10, we have to access or go past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What does that mean? Accessing it in sequential order, as opposed to just opening 10. Random is typically efficient. Yeah, that'd be retarded. Gotcha. So if we use it with direct initialization instead, then it passes just a size t instead of an initializer list. Hmm. Well, I mean, this is obvious so far, because we can't, if we just pass in one number, we're passing in an initializer list with one element with its value. Non-empty initializer lists prefer list constructors. Gotcha, meaning it has multiple different constructors. It is a direct constructor, and that's for passing it a single size t, which creates an array, a standard vector of that size with that many elements, each value initialized to 0. If we do that, I figure it's probably going to create one element. It's going to be a value 10 and it's an integer. Two different ones. Yep. Yep. When an initializer list is non-empty. Okay. Gotta go. Finish downloading. We'll continue here later. Alright, more tomorrow. Sorry, it's short. I just gotta go to bed.